So this isn't something I've talked about before on the channel, but I absolutely love Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I've loved it for so long. A friend of mine and I talked about it a lot, and it's something I've even talked about on my blog. I've done tons of entries on my blog about Star Wars for years, and so I decided that I finally wanted to talk about it on the channel and do a ranking list of talking about all the episodic movies. This was sort of tricky because I wasn't sure where to place some of these movies, but I eventually managed to do it, and I'm really excited to share my thoughts about all of them to all of you. And so, like I said, I wanted to talk about Star Wars for a long time, given how much I love it, and let's get started, and I hope you all like this. Number 9, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Starting us off at number 9 is the second in the prequel trilogy. This is the only Star Wars movie I never really want to watch ever again. Like a lot of people have already said, this is pretty much the worst in the entire Star Wars franchise. Being the second in the prequel trilogy, this is just a really boring and tedious movie from start to finish. Not only is there infamously terrible acting in this movie, but its plot is also just really boring, and I never care about anything in the whole movie. It's also infamous for having one of the worst love stories in film history. It's not completely devoid of good things. I mean, good aspects in it. There are some performances from actors like Ewan McGregor and Christopher Lee who are pretty good, but the rest range from okay to terrible. It's also just not a very nice movie to look at. I don't really know how to explain it, but the film just isn't very visually pleasing to look at. The finale is also pretty bad, with it being mostly just being really dated CGI, just crashing into one another and me not really caring about anything in it. So yeah, really just the whole movie is just really bad from start to finish, and just something I never really want to come back to ever again. Number 8, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Next up is the most recent Star Wars movie. While I can safely say that I personally love the past two movies in the sequel trilogy, this movie ended it in a really terrible way. Like a lot of people have already said, this movie was really disappointing, and there's so much in it that I really don't like. I mean, it's not terrible necessarily, more like it has some really bad things in it that makes it a complete mess. I do love how the movie looks though, and the performances are all amazing, but I don't like how they brought Darth Sidious back and had him be the main villain behind everything when he should have just stayed dead in the erase. The movie also has some really stupid moments in it and some really terrible lines that are kind of cringeworthy. And yeah, overall, honestly get really disappointed with how this movie turned out, and its ending is all kind of really stupid as well. Number 7, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And number 7 is the most despised prequel ever made, The Phantom Menace. While I don't like this movie like everyone else, I do have a bit of nostalgia for it because I watched it a few times when I was younger. So I do have a bit of a soft spot for it. But yeah, like everyone, I don't like this movie because the acting is almost also wooden, the CGI is overloaded, slow, the comedy is terrible, and the story is just so complicated. I will say I do think some performances are pretty good, Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor again. Plus there is the final battle with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul, which is a really cool fight even after all these years. But aside from that, well, I don't mind watching this movie maybe once or twice. It's still not one I'd want to come back to that much. Number 6, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Finishing the prequel trilogy for final installment, Revenge of the Sith. This movie is definitely an improvement over the last two, and it's totally more entertaining than both ones, though, again, there are a lot of problems. But overall, I'm honestly okay with watching this every so often because I do like it. There may be some boring things in it and comparable acting again, but the positives and all the good things in it are so good that I think it's a fun time. It's cool to see Anakin fall to the dark side and see him become Vader, and there's just a lot of other really great moments in the film that make it extremely fun to watch. And the ending with Obi-Wan versus Anakin on Mustafar is also pretty fun. And yeah, really, I'm just really impressed with how George Lucas was able to tell this whole movie and how he told it. And yeah, he may not be the best filmmaker ever nowadays, did do a really good job with making the movie, and I'm impressed with a lot of what this movie did. And yeah, again, there may be some, and like I just said, some performances are still pretty bad, like from Hayden Christensen again, but a lot of them can be pretty good, and he isn't as bad as he was in the last movie. And again, there is just a lot of really great moments in this, and the whole ending with Padme dying and Luke and Leia being born, and the whole thing about with Vader being put in the suit is really cool to watch as well. Number 5, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. At number 5 is the start of the newer sequel trilogy, The Force Awakens. I remember the hype for this movie being so gigantic around the time of its release, and I was surprised by just how good it was. I love how this movie started off the trilogy in a great way with really great and fun and likable new characters like Ray, Finn, and Poe, and it's still really fun to watch even after 5 years later. I also loved how it handled everything in regards to redoing everything. While some may be annoyed with how this is a retread of A New Hope, I like the differences they made, and I think they did a really great job to revitalizing the franchise. Sure, looking back on these movies, the whole sequel trilogy doesn't really work anymore, but I still appreciate this movie for really just for what it is. Number 4, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Now we get to a super controversial pick. I know some of you will be really angry with me with how high this is on the list, but I personally kind of love this movie. As a more different and more unique Star Wars movie, I found this film undeniably really fun. Yeah, it does have problems, and there are some things that I don't like at all. But there's just so much in this that I love that I can't help but have a great time with every time I watch it. I personally love what they did with Luke, Ray, and Kylo and everything with them. It's also, in my opinion, the best looking Star Wars movie ever. Ryan Johnson made this a really beautiful looking movie, and it's so gorgeous to look at. It's also one of the more entertaining Star Wars movies in my opinion, and I always have a blast with this. Again, yes, I know there are some bad things in it, and yeah, like I just said with the Force Awakens, just kind of looking back on this whole sequel trilogy, it doesn't really work anymore. But again, I just have a lot of fun with this regardless of all that. Number 3, Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope. Okay, now we're getting into the original trilogy. This movie was pretty much a landmark when it was released, and all these years later, it's still just an incredible movie. From start to finish, this movie is non-stop fun and entertaining with timeless characters and is overall one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. This is the film that introduced the world to so many iconic moments and so many iconic characters like Luke, Obi-Wan, and of course Darth Vader. What can really be said about this movie that hasn't been said a billion times? It just got so many iconic moments with so many amazing aspects that can be really appreciated even all these years later, like the visual effects that are pretty much groundbreaking and pretty much timeless no matter how you see them. And really, I just can't believe how even though this was made back in 1977, it still managed to start a franchise that gradually became this gigantic and immediately when it was released, it became this popular. It also has one of the most fun climaxes I've ever seen with the Death Star run, and there's just so much else that this movie has that I don't know if I can really talk about because there's just so many amazing moments that I don't even think I need to mention because you all know just how amazing this is. Number 2, Star Wars, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Coming in close to number 1 is the movie that's usually considered one of the greatest movies of all time, The Empire Strikes Back. Well, yes, I know it's odd not seeing this at number 1. This is all my opinion about all of these. But what really makes this film so beloved is how dark it is and how iconic so many of its moments are. It's also a really gorgeous looking movie. While it with ingenious storytelling, amazing visuals, fantastic characters, and it had easily the greatest twist in cinema history. I also just love what they did with Vader in this. Not only is he still the same as he was in the last movie, but he's also just a lot better. He's more intimidating, he's more intelligent, he's more frightening, and this is essentially what made him one of the greatest villains of all time. Not only him, but this film also introduced other famous characters too, like Yoda and Boba Fett and so many others. This is really what every movie should really try to be like. And really, just overall, how do you not talk about this movie when you're talking about Star Wars? This is essentially like the pinnacle of all Star Wars from whenever people talk about it. And really, why shouldn't you? It's incredibly well made, really well written, and it had a really great pace throughout the whole movie. You just can't deny just how well made the movie is. And again, given the fact that this was made in 1980, it's really impressive what they were able to do with this. And yeah, like everyone gets how can you not love this movie? Number 1, Star Wars, Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. And finally, number 1 is the conclusion to the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi. This has always been my favorite Star Wars movie, and even nowadays it still is. Yeah, I know people have problems with this, and so do I, but this is by far the most fun I always whenever I watch a Star Wars movie. Just like the last too, there's just so many iconic moments in this, and amazing moments with incredible effects and incredible storytelling. This is, in my opinion, the best in the entire Star Wars saga. From the beginning in Jabba's palace to the end in the Ewok village, there's never a moment I want to see end. It's always so entertaining with fantastic performances all around. This was also the movie that introduced us to Ian McDermott as Darth Sidious, and he's fantastic. Not only is he brilliantly written, but Ian's performance makes him so intimidating and creepy at the same time. And everything to do with Luke and Vader and this is perfect. Everything with Luke trying to convince him to turn good is done so well with really great writing, fantastic acting, amazing cinematography, and the ending might actually be my favorite Star Wars moment ever with Vader killing Sidious. And overall, this is everything I want in a Star Wars movie. Everything in it is so good that I can easily forget any problems I have with it. And all that is why Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie ever. And so everyone vote. That was my ranking for all 9 episodic Star Wars movies. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, I wanted to talk about Star Wars for the longest time, and I'm really glad I finally got the chance to do it. And again, yeah, I would like to talk more about Star Wars on this channel. I would really love to do reviews for the Star Wars Clone Wars series and Star Wars Rebels along with The Mandalorian, especially now that season 2 of The Mandalorian is streaming on Disney Plus. And I've already done reviews for Clone Wars and Rebels and season 1 of The Mandalorian on my blog, so if you want to get those, you can just go onto my blog and read those. But overall, I'm really happy I was able to at least talk about Star Wars like this on this channel, and I really do hope all of you like it too. And so, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all like it. If you like this video, please like this video. Please comment down below. Tell me what you think. Or tell me how you would rank all the Star Wars movies. And please follow me on Twitter at Daniel Maloney, KH and Disney fan, where I do Kingdom Hearts and Disney Please every day. And please subscribe for more content like this coming. I'll see you on that time. Take care. I see it.